Hey, hey, people of the good life. So, we are back again for another Biz Talk. And this time it's again about 11 Forgotten Laws of Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor is an amazing guy. You can find him on YouTube. When you don't know the guy, find him on YouTube because you will be amazed what he is talking about. He unfortunately does not live anymore. He died a year ago, February the 4th, but he is a legend. So he left something behind, a legacy. Okay, so the law of forgiveness is what we are going to cover today. And that's an amazing law, but very difficult. Yes, the law of forgiveness, that's something that's very difficult to handle. Yes, so first a little bit about myself. So I was for long years in corporate business world, worked a lot of hours, and I finally ended up in a divorce. Also lost my job and in a burnout. So a burnout is really horrible. I don't want anyone to experience that. Yes, because I was walking in a supermarket, I had to pick up three things. I couldn't remember even one of the three things. So you get cold sweat, frustration, anger, and you have to deal with that. So I decided to do something else with my life. So I became a hypno-regression therapist and life coach, and that's what I'm still doing. But I finally ended up in the health industry in the network marketing. So and now it's about using the mindset efficiently, and because everything is between their ears. Yeah, so this is also about 11 forgotten laws. That's also what is happening between the ears. Okay, so let's go to that law, amazing law. Okay, so it starts with the part of the Bible, Luke, forgive and ye shall be forgiven. So when you can forgive someone else, you will also be forgiven. Yes, so that's part of a little part of the Bible. So I have another part, and this is beautiful. Yes, so Peter asked Jesus, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? So, and Peter thought, is seven times enough? Well, seven, the answer of Jesus was 70 times seven, Peter. So, why would that be 70 times seven instead of seven times? Yes, so because you need to practice this. So, when you cannot get it out of your system, non-forgiving, when you cannot get this out of your system, you will have huge problems later on in your life. Yes, and that's what we are going to cover here. So a beautiful statement from A Course of Miracles is this. You should take a screenshot from this. Forgiveness is a shift in perception that removes a block in me to my awareness of love's presence. That's from the Course of Miracles. So you can also find that one on YouTube. But the Course of Miracles, that's a really amazing book. Yes, so forgiveness is a shift in perception that removes a block in me to my awareness of love's presence. So what does it mean? Yeah, so when you cannot remove the block in you, you will have huge problems to experience love. Yes, so love is the answer for everything. Yes, so the Bible is based on love. Okay, so that's a beautiful one. So it all has to do with you. What do you do with the part of non-forgiving? Yeah, you should do your best to forgive. So, and that's also part two. When someone did you wrong and you cannot forgive, they can be out having a great time and you are getting sick. Yes, and that's also what will happen. Yes, so they are having a party life, they forgot you, they move on with their lives, but you are still in the part of you cannot forgive them. And that's really horrible. So that's why this is a law. Yeah. When you comply with this law of forgiveness, you will experience more love in your life, more light in your life, and your life will start to move in a better direction. Yes. So, and what is very important? Two emotions that are very dangerous and damaging are guilt and resentment. So, guilt is from yourself, so that you cannot forgive yourself. for doing someone or something wrong, and resentment is forgiving someone else. Yes. So for guilt, you should do your uttermost best to forgive yourself. Yes, that's guilt. You feel guilt because you did something wrong to someone, maybe a family member, maybe a colleague, maybe someone that you really love, but you damaged them. Yes. So everyone has emotions. You can say something wrong, but then you can feel guilty about it. Yeah. So, and that is dangerous. So, and about resentment, that is about forgiving someone else. Yes, someone else did something terrible to you, and you try to forgive them, but it is very difficult. Yes, so, but that's two emotions that are very dangerous and damaging. Yes, so because I'm a hypno-regression therapist, and I know what can happen when you cannot forgive someone. Yes, that you will end up with all kinds of diseases. So the fourth point is, and that's a beautiful expression of what it means to forgive someone. Yes, forgiveness is like every day we take a little bit of poison. Yes, and but we intend the other person to going to die. Yes, so we take the poison and we expect the other person will die. So, but that's not. That's actually how the law of forgiveness works. Yes, so we take a little bit poison and we expect the other person to die. So that's forgiveness. Yes, non-forgiveness. Okay, and the fifth point, that's what I already mentioned because I'm a hypno-regression therapist. Abnormal tumors and cancers are often due to a long period of suppressed grief and anxiety. And most of the cases uh, of mental disorder are due to a sense of guilt. So guilt is something that we blame ourselves. We did someone wrong in what kind of way, but that's guilt. Yeah, so that's about mental disorder. So grief and anxiety, depression, that's all to do with with non-forgiveness, the law of non-forgiveness. There is a law of forgiveness and there is a law of non-forgiveness. So will reflect back to you. Yes, you will get disease, uh, tumors, cancers, heart disease. It all has to do with this amazing law of forgiveness. So it's a very difficult law, and it takes time to really study the law of forgiveness. You can find it on YouTube because the 11 Forgotten Laws, this is just a summary. Yes, but you should study the law of forgiveness, how it actually works. And you get a lot of examples why you should forgive someone and yourself. That's very important. Yeah, so again, you will get all kinds of diseases, and that could be cancer and tumors because of non forgiveness. Yes. And the sixth point, that's also a beautiful one. As long as we believe the necessity and reality of debt, such debt will continue to endure. So, debt is also energy. You are in debt because of a certain kind of energy. Yes. You cannot let it go. You cannot let go some part of something in energy, in the energy field. And that's why you keep attracting more debt. Yes. And that could be debt from ourselves, but also from others. Yes. So we can have debt ourselves, but we can also watch the situation and we feel horrible because another person is in debt and we don't know how to help them. But that's the same. Yeah. So you should get rid of that feeling because that feeling attracts more debt. And I love what Florence Scovel-Shinn, she is a spiritual teacher from the early 1900s, and she has a beautiful affirmation for debt. And let me get that one. So she says, there's no depth in divine mind. Yes, there's only depth outside our mind. Yes, it's also all depth is outside our body and not inside our body. Yes, so but when you can see it like this way, there's no debt in divine mind, therefore I owe no one anything. All my obligations are now swiped away under grace in miraculous ways. So Florence Scovel is a genius in affirmations, in the law, in how all the laws work, and it's about the words that you use and the way you use the words. Yes, and she was a genius in that. So that's outside of Bob Proctor's lection, but it's also very important that you how you watch at depth. Yes, because there are so many people in the world that have serious debt in their life. So, and how can you get rid of the debt? So just when you use this affirmation, there's no debt in divine mind, therefore I owe no one anything. All my obligations are now swiped away under grace in miraculous ways. So, and when you do this, when you use this affirmation every day and a few times a day, eventually your whole situation will improve. Yes, but then again, it's not that easy. Okay, so I hope you had some value from this lection about the law of forgiveness. Forgiveness. It's not easy because the law of forgiveness is one of the most difficult laws of the 11 laws to handle and to get under control. Yeah. So, but it's worth studying this law, and you will get a lot of advantages of applying this law in your life. Yes, so the Bible is full of it. You can study the Bible for this part, but you can also watch the detailed version of the law of forgiveness from Bob Proctor. You can find it on YouTube. But it's something to study. Yes, you need to study it, you need to understand it, you need to feel it, and that's very important. So I hope you had some value from this lesson, and any comments that you have, any remarks, any questions, you can put it the questions in the YouTube channel. There's a link for the YouTube channel in the Facebook groups. So you can leave your remarks, your comments, your questions there. If you have questions, I answer all questions. Yes, so okay. Hope to see you next time. I hope you had some value from this lesson, and see you next time.